Greetings, fellow lords and ladies. Well, I'll get Game of Thrones Season 6 now continues on with the episode, The Door. So, beginning at the wall, Sansa Stark receives a message bearing the sigil of House Baelish, asking her to a meeting in Molestown. Accompanied by Brienne, Sansa fiercely confronts Peter Baelish, asking if he was aware of what Ramsay Bolton was capable of. Baelish deflects, saying he has the Knights of the Vale waiting in Moat Cailin to aid Sansa. She's mistrustful of him when he claims he had no idea of Ramsay's abusive treatment of her. Sansa describes her wedding night and what Ramsay did. Littlefinger looks on in silent horror and apologizes to her, offering to protect her now. She doubts Baelish's ability to protect her or even himself, threatening to have Brienne kill him. He says he'll do whatever she asks, and Sansa tells him to leave and never come back for her. He obeys, but not before informing her that her great-uncle Brynden Tully has recaptured Riverrun and is recommending she seek him out and the remaining loyal Tully forces. Sansa says she already has an army. Her brother Jon Snow's army of wildlings. Half-brother, Baelish clarifies as he walks away. At Castle Black, a war council is called, as attended by Sansa, Brienne, Podrick, Jon, Davos, Melisandre, Tormund, and Eddison Tollett, who discuss the need for more men to defend Castle Black, since the Karstarks and Umbers, two major houses in the north, have declared for Ramsay. Jon points out that they can summon the rest of the minor houses, just the Mormonts, Glovers, Serwyn, and Mazins, to rival their enemies. Sansa sees that the North remembers. The people of the North are so loyal to the Starks and risk everything for the name Stark. She reveals Brynden is successful retaking Riverrun, though she claims she learned via one of Ramsay's ravens in order to stop Jon from pursuing Littlefinger. Sansa subsequently tasks Brienne and Podrick with securing Brynden's help while the rest of them leave Castle Black to start building their army. Before leaving Castle Black, Sansa presents Jon with a new cloak like their father's, carrying the Stark sigil. Nice. Anyway, in Braavos, the Wave continues to drill Arya, mocking her highborn origins. Jaqen explains that the Faceless Men were slaves in Valyria before establishing the Free City Braavos and the House of Black and White. Heading Arya vile, Jaqen tells her an actress, Lady Crane, will be her next to receive the Many-Faced God's gift. Arya enjoys the spectacle of the actors reenacting the War of the Five Kings, playing Baratheons and Lannisters, but her ceases when her father and his execution are inaccurately caricatured. Edward is portrayed as a buffoon, and the actress who plays Sansa has her breast bared to the audience. Arya sneaks in the dressing room after the play to observe her target, the actress playing Cersei, who appears to be a clever, decent woman. Arya later shares with Jaqen her plan to poison Lady Crane's rum, which no one else in the troupe drinks. Arya suspects that Jill's younger actress Bianca has commissioned the kill. Jaqen cuts her off, reminding her a servant does not question. Anyway, in Vaes Dothrak, Daenerys is unsure of what to do with Jorah, having banished him twice, seemed to finally return twice, and him twice saving her life. Jorah finally confesses his love for Daenerys, but also reveals a spreading grayscale infection, and says that this time he needs to leave for good. He starts his plan to take his own life well before the grayscale envelops him, but Daenerys tearfully commands him to find a cure and come back to her side when she conquers Westeros. Jorah then departs while Daenerys and Daeron Harris lead the Dothraki horde back to Meereen. In Meereen, while the rulers of Meereen enjoy a tenuous peace, Tyrion reminds them of the need to convince the Meereenese that everything has been done with Daenerys' blessing, as the Masters can use Tyrion and Varys' foreign status against them to reclaim Slaver's Bay. To that end, Tyrion invites Kinvara, High Priestess of the Red Temple of Volantis, to negotiate spreading the word of Daenerys' accomplishments. To Tyrion's surprise, Kinvara appears to be highly accommodating in supporting Tyrion's goals, and she firmly believes that Daenerys is the prince that was promised. Varys is more skeptical, being suspicious of any practitioners of magic, and points out that Melisandre had already declared Stannis Baratheon to be the prince, allowing for him to be defeated twice. Kinvara sees that while the Lord of Light has a plan, he must follow him do occasionally make errors. She then unnerves Varys by revealing that she knows Varys was emasculated by a Hempstead-Wright sorcerer and offers to repeat the words he heard in the flames, and identify who it was that spoke. Varys is uncharacteristically unsettled by this revelation. Kinvara then assures Tyrion that she will send the preachers and priests best suited to the task at hand. Anyway, on the Iron Islands, as the King's Moon at Oldwick is held, Yara Greyjoy is first to lay claim to the Salt Throne. Yor argues that raiding the mainland is not enough for their people, and that they need to use military force to teach the mainlanders a lesson. An Ironborn man challenges Yor's candidacy on the grounds that she is a woman and points out that her brother Theon Greyjoy has returned. Theon addresses his older sister and urges the gathering to do the same, stressing that she is a warrior, a reaver, and an Ironborn. Many shout for Yara to be their queen. Before they can crown Yara, Euron Greyjoy joins the gathering to lay claim to the Salt Throne. He openly mocks Theon for his military failures and emasculation before deriding Yara as a woman. Yara in turn accuses Euron of killing their king and her father Balon. To her surprise, Euron admits killing Balon but then defends his actions on the grounds that Balon was leading them to defeat in the north. Euron states that his only regret is not killing Balon years earlier. He is met by resounding cheers from the crowd. Theon then counters that Euron has spent years gallivanting overseas while Yara was commanding Ironborn ships and men. Yara then suggests building a massive fleet to attack and make their mark on Westeros. In response, Euron announces that he also supports expanding the Ironborn fleet. Revealing a trick up his sleeve, he then proposes to marry Daenerys Targaryen and then carry her army and dragons back to Westeros. The Ironborn support Euron's plan and declare him king. The Drowned priest Euron Greyjoy then leads Euron down to sea to be drowned and reborn, as is the custom. Knowing that Euron will kill them as soon as he is able, Yara, Theon, and many of their loyalists flee the Iron Islands during Euron's coronation, taking much of the Iron Fleet with them. After Euron revives himself, he is crowned by his brother Aeron. After learning that his niece and nephew have fled with their best ships, Euron calls his followers to build their own ships so he may pursue the pair and kill them. Anyway, finally, beyond the wall. The Red Raven shows Bran a vision of Hardtree amid spirals of standing stones in a lush green valley. His vision shows Leaf and other children in the forest talking amongst themselves, looking eagerly at a captive bound to the tree. Leaf approaches and forces a dragonglass dagger into the captive's chest. The captive screams, but does not die, instead of becoming the first White Walker. Bran immediately confronts Leaf about creating the White Walkers. Leaf explains that they were at war with the First Men and were desperate. Later, Bran is the only one in the cave awake and is anxious to work back into the weirwood tree. Bran works into the tree by himself and sees the army of the dead. He slowly walks through the army until he comes to a space occupied by 4 White Walkers, including the Night King. As Bran becomes aware that the Night King and the dead are unable to see him, the Night King grabs his arm. He breaks out the vision with a scream, waking the others. The Red Raven tells Bran, Mir, and Hodor that the Night King is not able to locate Bran, who is now marked on his right forearm, and will bypass the powerful magic keeping the White Walkers and the Whites out of the cave. As a result, they must leave immediately and Bran must become the Red Raven. Bran asks whether he is ready, and the Raven says no, at which point Bran's eyes widen as he enters another vision. As Mir and Hodor are preparing to leave, they notice they are so cold, their breath is visible, indicating the arrival of the army of the dead outside of the cave. The Night King and the 3 White Walkers start marching towards the cave. The children in the forest are using magic projectiles to fend the walkers off, but are overwhelmed. They light a fire on the entrance to prevent the Whites from entering, but the walkers distinguish a pathway and walk through. The Whites end up playing over the weirwood and dropping through the roots at the top of the cave. Mir tries desperately to get Bran out of the vision and attempts to get the frightened Hodor to carry Bran away to no avail. Using a dragonglass-tipped spear, Mir kills the first White Walker that enters, and fights alongside the remaining children in the forest to defend the Whites until Bran wakes up. Whites begin to swarm the cave, killing all of the children in the forest except for Leaf, as Spear starts yelling at Bran to work into Hodor. In the vision, Bran is at Winterfell watching his father say goodbye to his own father, Rickard Stark, before being sent to the Vale as a ward. While still in the vision, Bran hears Mirror's cries to work into Hodor, and the Three-Eyed Raven tells him to listen to her. As Bran works into both the present-day Hodor in the cave and Willis, Thing vision Hodor in his vision. The Hodor in the cave puts Bran's body on slings and starts hauling him down a tunnel out of the cave with Leaf and Mira, as Bran's direwolf Summer is killed attacking the Whites. As the Whites are closing in on them, Leaf sacrifices herself, using magic to cause a huge explosion, buying the 3 enough time to get through a door at the end of the tunnel. While the Red Raven and Bran are still sharing a vision, the Night King kills the Red Raven. His figure within Bran's vision blows away as ashes and rags. With some difficulty, Hodor pushes the door open and pulls Bran through, coming back to help Mira close the door as the Whites approach. Mira grabs Bran's sled and tells Hodor to bar the exit, trying to hold the door. Inside Bran's vision, Willis notices Bran, links the present Hodor to the past Willis. Willis begins to cease when he enters the mind of his future self, as Mira continues to yell, "Hold the door," to present-day Hodor. Within Bran's vision, Willis falls to the ground convulsing and starts repeating the same sentence in the midst of a seizure. Eventually, "Hold the door" slurs into Hodor. As his condition deteriorates and it becomes apparent, this is the moment Hodor lost his ability to say any other words, as his destiny was fixed. Present-day Hodor braced himself against the door long enough for Mira to disappear into the snow with Bran's unconscious body on the sled. Inevitably, the whites break through the parts of the wood and begin scratching and stabbing a visibly distressed Hodor. With no possible escape for him, all that is shown at the end is young Willis in the past seizing and crying out, "Hodor." Oh, poor Hodor. Aww. So overall, I think this episode is very, very somber, especially for what happens to poor Hodor and also Bran losing his direwolf Summer. I mean, that's just really unsettling. So yeah. So overall, I give The Door 4 Iron Thrones out of 5. Well, anyway, tune in as we to the next episode, Blood of My Blood. So, until then, remember everyone, winter is coming.